as a young female technician in our area, I've really gotten a very warm welcome from the community. I think I actually kind of have an advantage that some other technicians don't. I'm pretty small, so I've climbed on top of washers to turn on a shut-off valve. I can climb into your cabinets and your storage bins. I mean, well, I'm Sarah with the RV Doctor. I'm our certified RV technician, and we serve Midway, Tennessee, and the surrounding counties and areas. And this is Dave, our certified inspector.
So our area really expands from the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area, all the way up to the state line with Virginia.
So we've had a lot of memorable service calls in the time that we've been doing this. The most recent one we had would be a couple that was literally on their way for their trip. They had a whole trip planned and they figured out, well, they don't have power and they don't have water. So we just so happened to be able to fit them in amongst the rest on our busy schedule. We got them power, we got them water, and they were off the next day. So that was one of the more memorable ones recently. It was being able to jump in and help them and get them back on the road as quickly as possible. They had reached out to a technician before us, just a general handyman, to try to help get them started. They were under the impression that things were fixed, and as they were leaving, they realized that they were not fixed. It was a weekend, so there wasn't any other dealer available to help them. People were just not available in this area, and they gave us a call, and we were able to fit them in right away.
Yeah, so a memorable inspection, man, you find also all different things during an inspection. But we had a regular customer actually that was selling their RV. So we had been contracted by the buyer to do the inspection, and it was a rather large Class A. This actually took probably 9 hours to inspect. It was one of the bigger ones, and a nicer name brand. And we went in there, and sadly, it was just full of water damage. And we went in there thinking, we had worked on this. So of course we're not inspecting when we're working. As Sarah or one of our other techs are working on this, they're focused on the problem at hand, unless we see something, of course. But we actually got in there, and unfortunately their whole side rails had not been sealed, and the water had been coming in, and it saved our seller thousands of dollars. I mean, thousands. This would have been a major overhaul. And at the same time, unfortunately for the buyer who knows us and trusts us, it kind of gave him the idea of he's got to put a lot of work into his inspection beforehand. But we've seen, and doing inspections, we've seen all kinds of things. And so many people buy these RVs, they're out of state. So we're their eyes and ears. And we go in there, and we're also their nose. And I know that sounds funny, but you go into an inspection, and if you walk into an RV and it just has a really horrific odor, which we have done, that you're not probably going to get that odor out. You're saving your client just thousands of dollars in heartache and financial loss as well.
Well, there are lots of benefits to hiring a mobile RV technician. First of all, the convenience of not having to pack up, bring in your slides, pick up your levelers, pack up all of your stuff, all your dishes. Having your technician able to come to you just saves so much time. And not only that, but then you've established a relationship with someone who's able to keep coming back to you in case you come across more issues in the future. And another benefit as well is timing. We've heard so many stories and even had our own experience of RVs sitting in dealerships for months and months and months. And that's not the case with mobile technicians.
Don't buy your RV unless it's inspected. And that's not only from our professional experience, excuse me, but from our personal experience as well. That's why we got into this business. We had bought an RV and not knowing, We didn't have it inspected, and I've spent thousands of dollars in the meantime, to upgrade that because of certain issues. But even if somebody's buying their first, even if it's their second or third RV, even if they're buying it from a dealer, those RVs sit on dealer lots for months at a time. And we've done new RVs to well used RVs, and sometimes you find some minor things, and sometimes you find, like, especially on new ones, whether it's just water coming from the ceiling, which you wouldn't think, or bubbles in the roof, or whatever it may be. I, if it was us, I would, or friends, or our current clients, I'd say, do not buy an RV without an inspection. It's a minor investment.
Well, we specialize in all different sorts of RV repairs and services. Something that we've decided to take on is warranty work. Even though it can be a pain sometimes, there's a big need for mobile technicians who are willing to do warranty work in our area. So that takes up a good chunk of our time, but we're willing to just help anyone with anything, so long as it's what we've been trained in, of course. But we offer all sorts of RV repairs and services.
Yeah, I mean, we just did this morning a huge awning. They're working now on a warranty call for an RV. I won't name the brand, but they have barn doors, and those barn doors are heavy. So behind, when they built those barn doors, instead of building up the framework, they just put the panel on and then screwed the framework into the panel, and so there's nothing to hold it. Well, we ended up having to take that whole wall off and out and rebuild that wall. So we're willing to do, as long as we have the capability, we're willing to do it. So one of the toughest ones, I think, was the snake in the generator.
Yeah, I did. Did come across a snake in a generator one time, and that was a boundary I wasn't super excited to cross. But being able to remove a snake from a generator and get that going, that was probably one of the more interesting ones I've had to do, and it took a whole team of us fighting with that.
Yeah.
But
well, part of our overall experience for an inspection is really building that relationship with the client as well. So once we're done that inspection, or even during the inspection, depending on where they're from, as I said earlier, sometimes we're the eyes, the ears, and the nose for our clients. Well, if we see something that is major, then we may have to call that client in the middle of the inspection. But let's say it's not, and it goes well, and after that inspection, the first thing we do before we even leave that RV is we're calling our client and letting them know what we have superficially found. And when I say superficially, I mean sometimes there's some of these, like I said, the other one we spent 9 hours on it. Well, you may not remember what we did 3 hours ago. So we've got good notes. So we kind of give them an overview and then work on that report. And then we encourage them, once they read that report, to call us, or we'll call them, and walk through some of the, whether they're life safety issues or they are going to be something that's going to be costly to repair, whatever it may be. But the mere fact is that you have to be available for your client. And it's not transactional. This is relationship building. That's the key thing, especially for us, not only on our inspection side, but for our repairs and anything else that we may do with RVs. If it's transactional, that's what the client sees. They want a relationship.
Some of the most common repairs we get called for, it's probably seasonal. Of course, in the summer, we get a lot of calls for air conditioners. In the winter, we get a lot of calls for furnaces. We work on slide outs quite a bit, levelers making noise, not coming down right. We see a lot of different issues, and probably, we've done everything at least twice. There's no job that someone's experienced that another client of ours hasn't. If you're in an RV, you'll experience something that someone else surely has as well. As a young female technician in our area, I've really gotten a very warm welcome from the community. I think I actually kind of have an advantage that some other technicians don't. I'm pretty small, so I've climbed on top of washers to turn on a shut-off valve. I can climb into your cabinets and your storage bins. I mean, it's really been nothing but an advantage for me, and it's very far and few between that we have someone who has a problem with it. Been able to just fit right in, and for the most part, I think people appreciate that. Also, being a female technician, I've been able to make other single women who live in trailers feel comfortable when I'm the one that's coming out to them. I think I've also heard stories of encouraging other travelers to go to NRVTA and take on this owner's course and look into programs like that. So even actually a couple days ago, we were on a job. They had a 14-year-old girl say, "I'm going to do that one day." So I've been able to relate to a lot of people, and I think that's probably where it made a big impact. Is it's not only making other women feel comfortable who own RVs, but also making them feel encouraged.
If you are ever in the northeast section of Tennessee, the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, Greenville, Kingsport, if you're coming to the races, we in Bristol, we are close by. Give us a call if you need anything as far as your RV. You can call us at 423-812-4357. Our website, the RVDR.com, so the RVDoctor.com, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. Just give us a call and see what we can do for you.